Look at that.
Hi.
Perfect.
We're here.
Welcome.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks for doing this, Carly.
My pleasure.
So I think this is actually episode number 25. If I'm in the car, yeah.
I see you leaving with all these fantastic people. I'm wondering, where are they going?
Yeah, well, you're gonna find out right now.
All right.
I got a little route.
Perfect.
Different lanes are smoother than others, so.
Okay, I'm glad I'm on 25 then and not number 1.
Yeah. Number 1 was a bit of a disaster. The camera fell a couple of times.
I heard.
Pretty sure that Garth, belittled his mother. It was.
Oh, jeez.
I had to put some music over that. Yeah. Not good.
We all learn.
Life is learning. So thank you for doing this.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for asking.
We usually do a little intro, so the audience can get a sense of kind of where you come from and what you've been up to and what you're up to these days.
Sure.
So you want to just give us a start there?
Sure.
Oh wait, if you have shades on, I'll do shades. We can be like the Blues brothers and sisters.
All right then.
Yeah.
It is sunny, so okay, not just for props.
Way cooler.
Yes. Way cool. So where have I been? What have I been up to? It's been a great. I look at life in chapters, and so this chapter that I recently entered in joining the Intrigue media team. Gosh, it's a ton of fun. I joined in September, and prior to that, I'd had my own business. When I was 29, I purchased a franchise and operated that for several years, and worked with organizational leaders basically to make money and have fun.
Awesome.
And I love helping people make money and have fun. So I had a really good time. And just prior to that, I taught high school for 5 years, which was why I think there's such a great alignment with Intrigue and with myself, because at that time I really figured out my purpose, my mission. I know at Intrigue we talk a lot about that and how important it is to feel aligned with why you do things.
Yeah, big time. And
when you can understand on a really deep gut level why you do what you do, it makes the tough stuff and the hard days and the awkward stuff be less memorable.
It's so true.
And they veer you off course less, because you keep your eye on what's really important, and it allows you to say yes to what's important and say no to what's not fundamentally important, so you can retain your energy and help more people have a good time.
Awesome.
Work doesn't have to be miserable. It can be fun.
Well, and I think it was last week, you were kind of sharing your story a little bit about this idea that I'd love for you to talk about to the audiences.
Sure.
The idea of dining rooms through boardrooms, and you kind of experienced something, I think, as a teacher that really kind of made that idea come to life for you. So where did that come from, and what does it mean to you?
Well, before I went into teaching, I loved teaching. The fact I'm not doing it is not a statement at all.
Well, you still are. You're a teacher, right? You're teaching every day.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Facilitating, and prior to teaching, I dabbled a little bit in my own business at that point. I'd always grown up with businesses in my family. My husband, he has a family business as well, as part of a family business. And just at the end of my teaching degree, I went and did an internship in Toronto for a large company called Achieve Global, and figured out that businesses actually would invest in helping their workplaces and the people inside their workplaces, yes, be more productive, results focused, but also to do things that help them have a good time at work. And I realized, oh my gosh, in the corporate environment, you can do teaching, and it has such a large impact for things. It can have a large impact when done with integrity and done well. And so I did that internship because I said, you know what, you have to do this internship. You can't go into the classroom. You can't go and teach students. You have to go do something outside the classroom. So I did this, and it opened up my eyes to this possibility.
Cool.
Fast forward, I go into the classroom. I teach high school for 5 years. Love the students. Love teaching. And in the last year, I was sort of trying to decide where my career path would go, because I do. If you look at Gallup's Strengths Finder, one of my top 5 strengths is learner and input. And with that, I have a need to be learning things on a regular basis. And so doing grade 9 35 times as a teacher wasn't really going to be my thing. So as I was looking at career paths, I took the role of vice principal for grade 9s, which means myself and 314-year-olds would spend the day together.
Oh my God, yeah, you're a trooper.
So I would be teaching my regular workload, and so often a teacher will take on an extra duty. So that's what that was, as the vice principal of grade 9s. I would take an extra duty and spend time helping students understand the value of education.
Right.
Understand the importance of actually being in the classroom when the class is happening.
Minor detail.
Minor detail. It helps immensely. And then to be in the right frame of mind when you're actually in there trying to get that credit. And over time, I would end up not just talking with the student, but speaking with the families. And what I would see is a pattern developing that the families I would often work with, we'd be on a team helping this young person get their education, because as vice principal, you're often spending your time with 10% of the population, because 80% of the kids or 90% of the kids are in class doing what needs to get done, being great kids, and they've got it sort of worked out for themselves at 14 what they need to know.
Oh, of course.
And then there's others who have some big items they're struggling with and some big issues they're trying to figure out. And what I learned with the families is that not only was it causing the family stress to have the teenager in their home trying to figure out what to do, the family often was under stress for two reasons. The adults in the home often worked in a place that was toxic, or there was some really difficulty in that place, and or if they were self-employed or small business of some sort, there's often a struggle, as small business owners often experience, in getting enough money for what you do. So making money and having fun weren't happening in workplaces, which was affecting the home. And my educational colleagues and I would spend from 8 in the morning till maybe could take us till 1 o'clock sometimes to get the student to focus on school.
So this idea that stress in the workplace is coming home and stressing out the family, which then that student brings to the school the next day, and then the cycle just perpetuates.
And it keeps going. And so it affects in all kinds of ways. So there I am thinking, okay, I can't do grade 9 or grade 12 or any of the grades 35 times. This would be a typical teaching career.
Yeah.
I have an insatiable need to learn new things. I'd already had a business previously. And so I took about 8 months or so and looked for different items, and I landed upon this idea of working with workplaces and helping them in the areas of organizational development, leadership, sales training, basically communications inside the workplace. And from there, I found a Canadian company that I joined for about 8 years, worked with that team to build up a client list. I had a team of associates of my own, and was able to go every day to help people inside workplaces make money and have fun. And the reason I did that on the hard days, whenever you start a business, this was 2007. So my timing,
perfect
economically,
timing.
Yeah. So, but I ran that until I chose to leave that organization, and that was in 2014. So made it through 2007, 2008 piece from lots of help from people. Of course, you don't do anything as an individual really, and I would help. And the reason I would do that on the tough days would be dining rooms and boardrooms.
Right.
That when I'm working in a boardroom of some sort, maybe we're doing strategic planning, maybe I'm doing leadership development. It could be helping someone understand the mindset of a sales professional as opposed to a salesperson they don't want to be.
Right.
Helping them recognize the value of communication, the platinum rule of understanding where the other person's coming from before you start speaking or before you share your ideas, so that you respect their time and yours.
Yeah, that's cool.
So and so every day, ideally, the people I'm working with, there's a kid behind them. If it's a neighbor's kid, niece and nephew, maybe they coach Little League. They do something else that hopefully the things we talk about, such as time management, stress management, prioritization, purpose and mission and values, helps them have more energy back to their communities.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why we're working together.
That's why it makes sense.
Yeah, that's great. You know, it's really interesting. There was this study I read, and I can't remember like the specifics of it, but the bottom line of the story was it's better to work long hours in a rewarding career than it is to work like easy hours or 9 to 5 in a really stressful environment. Because not being with your kids, as much as it's not cool, you don't bring any weight to them that way.
Right.
And even if when you are home, you probably are more energized if you're working long hours in a rewarding career. versus being stressed out at work all the time and coming home for dinner and then just like that just kind of coming into the house, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Kids are very perceptive. They pick up.
Oh man,
all
sponges,
kinds of
right?
things. Yes.
Was it? Someone said, kids aren't listening to what you say. Kids are watching what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's huge.
And how you feel.
So when it comes to you know, keeping you on track, and you've defined kind of what it is that you want to be doing, why you want to be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things do you say to yourself to kind of keep you moving one step in front of the next on a day in, day out basis?
I think as an individual, momentum forward is sort of my default setting.
Yeah.
So if I'm not moving forward, something feels weird.
Yeah.
So that's part of how I'm wired. In the day-to-day keeping going, I think the calendar is really important. The people you surround yourself with. I think being part of the Intrigue team as well, and the clients that we work with, we're part of getting better, empowering leaders to strengthen communities. So there's something we're moving towards. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of being involved in this great tidal wave of progress.
Cool.
Moving towards something. So I let that do its work.
Yeah, grab a surfboard.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah.
So then, what about we around the office last week, especially? Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of talk about failing forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're parked. Failing forward, progress, not perfection. Mm-hmm. Even we had an intern at Leader Building or a Team Huddle today talk about this idea. Mm-hmm. What's your take on that?
I think the idea of a true leader, or anyone who's self-leading, leading others, or leading an organization, the idea of being vulnerable to, if you've not done it before, you're not going to do it perfectly.
Odds are.
Can't.
Yeah, odds are.
You just can't. You can strive for excellence, and you can strive for perfection, accept excellence, but you're going to need to try things you've never done before. You're going to need to be okay with the fact that you might fall down.
Odds are you will.
Yeah, and people will see it.
Yeah.
And in social media now, people will record it and share it. And
there might be a really bad karaoke song on YouTube now that I performed. So
I will look that up.
Yeah. Maria got it on YouTube on the weekend.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Maria. Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you, Maria. Absolutely. And so I think that true leadership now is not about standing and saying all these perfect things so that people will follow. It's very much about being really who you are, because people are watching, and as a leader you have more influence in being who you actually are and recognizing perfection has not and will not be attained, and letting people see that regardless of what stage you're at. I mean, we'll see it I think tomorrow at our Lead Yourself event. We'll see lots of stories. It doesn't matter where you are, where people think you are. We're all moving, growing, shaping, changing every day. So if you've accepted that, it makes it a whole lot easier.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
So you're doing a facilitation tomorrow at our event. Can you give us a quick little heads up on what it is you'll be up to?
Absolutely. So we've got a lineup of 5 speakers, and myself and Sunash will do sort of facilitation activity breaks. So my goal within the 15 minutes allotted will be to have these 100 plus people reflect on what we've talked about and then share amongst each other and get to know other people in the room. Cool. So I'll use a little activity called Snowball, which means I'll ask everyone to write something on a piece of paper and then crumple it up and chuck that sucker as far as they can. We'll be at the Cut & Field ballroom.
Throwing paper balls around.
See where it lands, and end up hopefully chatting with someone about what they found on that piece of paper in terms of what the other person might do and how it might inspire them to take the next step. Cool. In their Lead Yourself journey.
Wicked.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm super excited for tomorrow.
Great event.
Yeah. So odds are you'll see this movie either tomorrow after the event or on any day after this event. But our plan is to do another one. So it was this one was called Lead Yourself. We don't know what the next one's going to be called, but it'll be there, and we'll make sure we reference it. And if there's a registration page, we'll make sure people know about it. Absolutely. So thank you, Carly, for doing this.
Thank you, Robert.
Long time coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the only thing is, though, the next one we do, we got to DJ a little.
Yes.
We got to get some tunes. I mean, we've had somebody do karaoke.
I've seen that.
Kind of.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of did
and apparently
karaoke.
you karaoke.
Yeah, I do karaoke. Let's just
Okay.
leave it at that.
Alright. I've done it once.
But I'm willing to do that again. And but we haven't had any comments yet. So if you actually do want us to sing, then just put a comment below, and maybe even do a request, and we'll see if we can hit it out of the park for you.
Okay.
Okay, thanks,
See what we
guys.
do.
Bye.
Bye.